I'll share it if you need me to. So I'll share it on what I've got on my screen. Here. Oh, that's the wrong thing that's shared. Can you see this? Can you see it there, the green team agenda? What do you see? Ray's email.
Just the
My
email.
email.
Okay, so let me stop sharing his email. Okay,
But
let
in
me
the
see.
meantime, the first thing on the agenda is the town signage upgrades. And back in January, we upgraded the Sunnybrook sign and the industrial park sign. So shout out to Public Works for replacing those two signs. And they've added some much needed beautification to the community, and people definitely noticed it and they love it.
Yeah, thank you. And then the other part of that is that we're also working on I know the Public Works has started to change out some of the flowers. In front of those new signs too. So in front of all the signs throughout the town, but it's this, we got a little bit of freezing weather the last day or so. So I know it's a little bit difficult. So. All right. So that's the signs. Ray, you want to go on to the next one? Or anybody have any questions about the signage?
So no, let's go back. Where were the flowers replaced? In Sunnybrook, and
All of we're doing every one of the monument signs. We've started them. They're not all completed yet and around town hall. We're in the process of doing those.
got it.
Yeah. So I know that he's done this. It looks like he did Sunnybrook, a little bit of Sunnybrook. He's also done
Industrial park.
Yeah, he's done here at the park. He's done the one that's at Edmonston. He started that one with the pansies. We're not putting in any of some of the ones that needed to be a little bit warmer but we've started with pansies, and we've got the bulbs that are starting to come up, Councilwoman.
Okay.
So are there any other questions about the signage?
So we did Sunnybrook and what other one?
So we've done town hall. We've done stuff around town hall. We've done Sunnybrook. We've also done the one on Edmonston as you come in off of Edmonston and Edmonston Road. And I think we've done some at the main at 57th. I don't think that one is done yet because because we usually have to try to do that very early in the morning before we get too much traffic. And we're waiting.
I did see the one on Annapolis Road. That one is complete.
That's Annapolis Road, right? That's the one that I thought we had done some of it. It's not complete.
The one up here by me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I haven't been coming out that way lately.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's usually one of the first ones he starts, but I think it's just pansies right now. It's not all of our spring color. It's just pansies because pansies are the only things that you can buy right now because of the weather. So he started all those, and he started with some new perennials in front of the town hall that we're testing out, that we'll see if we can move to other spots.
Okay. Is our sign still the same on Annapolis?
It's the new one that we put in last year. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, so all the signs have now been updated. That's really more it's about. All the signs are the new signage. We've gotten rid of all of the wood signs. We don't have any of those anymore.
Okay.
So NOMO April is starting soon. We're just gonna I'm debating whether or not we read the whole resolution again, Councilwoman, because when you passed it last time, you guys passed it for the next two. So what we probably will do is just make that just a report and then basically highlight the report. So that way you don't have to read that one again in April, because I had it as a resolution again, but we don't really need to read it all over again. As long as the council agrees the fact that we're just going to suspend, which we suspend
the way I understand it, in order to do that, people have to sign up for it and put a sign in their front yard indicating that it's no mow for flowers, right?
Exactly. So yeah, that's and so what I was going to do is do a update on the agenda saying that, and then maybe getting the council again to formally say we're continuing this program, or if there's any issues with them not continuing the program, that we're gonna continue to do that as far as supporting the green team. So it'll be more of an update. And if there's any, changes to say we should do it for 2 months or anything, that's really the only change I see.
Yeah,
But
'cause
April,
that way, if the people see the sign, they'll understand what they're doing.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of just wanted to read a description of No Mo April, just in case any residents don't understand. So it's an
Right.
eco-friendly initiative to promote sustainable landscaping and support biodiversity. And residents, they're encouraged to skip mowing for the month of April, allowing wildflowers, native plants, and grasses to grow freely. That benefits the pollinators and wildlife. Also, the initiative raises awareness about reducing pesticide use, conserving water, and adopting eco-conscious lawn care practices. And if any residents want to participate, they could stop by Bladensburg Town Hall between 9 a.m. and 5 o'clock p.m. to pick up your yard sign.
thank you, Ray. That's an even better commercial than it's almost as good as the one that Councilwoman McBride's in with her raving the sign, which we're also doing on social media. I know that's what you have in the social media blitz too, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Great. Tree City recognition. I want to thank Regime for getting that across the line with Tree City and getting that done. So we'll be issuing out a press release because we've been officially made a Tree City on April 25th, which is kind of coming up on the later part of the agenda. It's Arbor Day. So we're going to do our first tree planting for Arbor Day. And with the recognition, we're going to put out a press release that kind of says that we've been recognized as a tree city. And as you all maybe know, that Edmonston, Greenbelt, College Park, University Park, I believe even Cheverly, they've been tree cities for several years. So us joining the ranks kind of solidifies our whole ideas of our green team and is also a part of the Sustainable Maryland certification. And that we kind of recertify every year. And it helps us to, one, get additional points in our recertification, but also helps to increase our tree canopy and dedicates about 1% of our total budget to trees, which we actually have always budgeted because of the way that we've been doing our landscaping. So, but it formalizes this with the town, and we passed a tree ordinance, and the green team acts as the tree board for the town. So as we have any issues or things like that, those items will come to the green team.
Okay.
So the neat thing is FY25 art installation ideas. Ray, do you want me to stop sharing, or can you share the stuff, or do I need to share it? I don't have it up for my.
Gotcha. One second. Let me see if I can pull it up.
Okay, so then I'll leave this up until Ray can do it. But what we've been doing is looking at some ideas for some community art projects that are green inspired. So like some of them are ideas of, I don't know if you've been through Edmonston, but they have some upcycled, some reused bicycles that they have as sculptures that have been painted by this group, Operation Arts. Some of the little libraries and other things would be.
Yes, we need those libraries.
Yeah,
The one
that's
over here is horrible.
yeah. So what we'd like to do is probably do a couple of little libraries where people can, take a book, give book back, and put those around town and as green initiatives, because in some ways what those also encourage is the fact that people can, reuse and kind of share resources. So that's what we're looking at doing. Ray, if you can't get it, we're okay. But what I can do is we can send out a copy of it to the group, and we can also post it with the agenda of some of the ideas that we're going to be looking at. Ray, do you want to talk about the beautiful Bladensburg contest a little bit more?
Sure. Yeah. Let me talk about that. I have the PDF pulled up. They just share some examples of different communities like
You
Edmonston
asked, do you want me to stop
and
sharing?
Brentwood. Yeah. Let me go ahead and share this.
Okay.
Okay. Let me know if you can see my screen.
I cannot.
No.
Okay. Hold on 1 second. All right. It should be sharing
Okay.
Yeah, so this is just an example of a free little library that's in Evanston of different art projects that could come to our community as well. And I know we do have some little libraries around the community, but honestly, I didn't know they existed until this year when I was looking at past newsletters
Mm-hmm.
because they're not
I've
that
been
noticeable.
complaining. Ours has been torn up ever since I've been on the board.
So is it in front of your, so you need to, the thing about it
It's
is,
there, right there in front of Elizabeth Seton. On
okay,
Evans.
so is it torn up? I mean, like, what do you mean by torn up? Like, is
It's
it,
torn up. It's nothing there but just the wood shelf.
okay, so you need books.
No, it's no shelf there at all.
Okay, so but we need to replace the shelf and put books.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, then we can, I'm not sure of how we inherited these or people, if Elizabeth Seton did it or not. So what we'd like to do is as we do these is that we know where they are and then we can make sure that we maintain them and that, I'll talk to Purnell. But yeah, that kind of stuff, if you want to just email us that and we'll, but now that I know where you're talking about, I'll email Purnell and, see if we put that in. Or if it's Elizabeth Seton's, because what we could do is we could probably fix it and add the shelf and then have some books that we can get donated for it. That's not a big deal.
Elizabeth Seton does have one, but theirs is intact.
Okay, so this one is, this is next to your, is this by you?
No, this one is on the corner of Elizabeth Seton. The one at Elizabeth Seton is further down by that gate when you're coming up 58th Avenue. Theirs is already intact, but the one at the corner is completely gone. I think that one was ours, the town's.
Okay, I'll check in with Purnell and I'll send him an email and I'll go out there and look for it so that I can take a picture and send it to him.
Okay.
Yeah, Chris Mendoza has one in front of his house, so he might know a little bit about it, you know, where he got it and all.
We can definitely reach out and try to figure that out. So I'll send an email to Purnell after this meeting and check in with him so that we can figure out. But if it's the fact that we need a shelf or to be able to, if we put it in, then we can figure out, then we can take care of it and kind of get it re-spruced up. And definitely get some books in there.
Yes.
Okay.
Ernest Mayer has some beautiful artwork on his building, and
he does.
I'm wondering if we would be able to get some of the shopping centers on the end wall of the shopping center, get permission to do something like that.
Yeah, it's something.
Yes.
It's something. Well, it's something. Well, those murals, they cost between $8,000 and $10,000. So we would actually ask them. A lot of times they do help to sponsor them. And so what we're going to do is we're also going to bring this when Jared starts up after session again. We're going to talk with the Business Roundtable about this opportunity so that they can sponsor and try to do some of that on some of our buildings and kind of partner with the town so that we can, kind of have a say so, but also that they have a say so because then they can maybe get some things that are appropriate, to their business and things like that too. So it's a joint effort.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what we're looking to do. We were trying to do some of the smaller things because the murals, one, take permission, to take the businesses kind of like in some ways saying, yes, you can use it, which sometimes take a little bit more time than you think, because sometimes people don't always respond to you when you need them,
Right.
So it's a long-term project. So it's one of those things that we're going to have Jared to help us work through for economic development standpoint. So. All right, so then Operation Arts was one thing. Right after that, Rev, since I closed up.
The next thing was the Beautiful Bladensburg contest. Yeah, so this will go out shortly on our social media and website, but it's been previewed in the spring newsletter that you all will receive soon. Maybe you might have gotten this weekend. I'm not too sure. If not this weekend, then sometime early this week, either today, tomorrow. You'll receive the spring newsletter soon.
Okay.
But the Beautiful Bladensburg contest, spring is here, and we want to encourage our residents to also beautify their yards as well. So it's fairly simple. We're just asking residents to submit a photo of their yards by May 16th to the clerk email, which is clerk@bladensburgmd.gov. The contest is open to all Bladensburg residents, the community, and even business owners if they want to beautify their storefronts. That's pretty much it. It's very simple, just to get the community engaged and to beautify their yards.
And some of this, just from the green team standpoint, it came from our American Bloom conversations. One, to engage with the residents in individual projects and not just saying like the town's gonna do this or that for these areas, but to engage and basically, award and reward town residents for all the work they do on their yards. And what we also will do, if we don't get a lot of them, if you want to nominate a neighbor that says, hey, this person has a beautiful yard, it doesn't have to be you're nominating yourself. You can nominate your neighbor for an award, or you can even from the green team standpoint, Steve, if we don't get a lot of nominations, if you see some people that you say, hey, this person every year has a great looking yard, we just need to know where those are so that we can do that, and we basically can then highlight them. And what we would do is, I believe do we have the yard signs too, Ray? Because we tried to do it for the beautiful fall one that we did, right?
Yeah, if we give out yard signs, we have to get some spring ones because we only have the ones that's kind of fall related.
Yeah, so what we can do is we can probably come up with some new yard signs, but so that people can have like a point of pride that I was, recognized as a beautiful yard in Blainsburg for this. And we just maybe Ray, we'll just do it where it's evergreen, so we don't put a year on it.
Yeah, and for the fall ones, I was Beautiful Bladensburg back in
Right.
October. Even though they weren't even though they didn't sign up for it, the people that did receive one, they were definitely grateful. And I saw they kept theirs up until January because they were so happy that they were recognized for having a beautiful yard.
So what we'll do is at our next meeting, maybe if we get, in our May meeting, we'll bring those to you so that you can kind of look at who we've gotten. If we can sort of go through those to show you, these are some examples and these are ones that we'd like to go out. And if anybody on the green team wants to go out, help give out those beautiful citations, I think that would be a really good process, because that's what the American Bloom thing that we've been working on really helps us to kind of make sure that we do those kinds of activities.
Yeah, I saw a house. They had beautiful flowers all over the front of the house and shrubbery and everything. I thought, wow, that's great. I admire people that can grow flowers. And I finally realized it was artificial flowers. Now, do those artificial flowers count?
Yes, they do. I think it's beautifying your house. Like, I know exactly what house you're talking about. And I would say that is one of those ones that, I walk around a lot and I take pictures and I kind of send them back. So if between you and me, Steve, if people don't apply, if you take a picture of it and send it to us, I think that is actually does count, because it's being unique and it's making your house more beautiful and it's increasing the property values for everybody.
Right. Yeah, I've given into artificial flowers because I don't have a green thumb. I don't know what to do with real flowers.
I know. I was looking at that myself this week. I was just at the store. I wanted to buy a new wreath and everything was artificial and I wanted dried. And they don't really have anything. Everything is artificial because everybody wants it for years and years and years, and the dried ones break. So that's the issue.
The post office is looking really good. That a long time ago they cleaned up that wall up there where the bush was, and then they have a real nice planter there. They put the white stones in it.
Yeah, I was gonna see if we could put some actual flowers in there with them to, with the stone around the stones. So I was trying to see if I could do that this spring too, is kind of work with them on some stuff that's like perennials, that they could, because we don't have deer, so we could get hosta and they would live in that, and they don't need a lot of water. So I need to talk to the postmaster, because I talked to the chief about it, the fire chief, and he said that if we talk to the postmaster, we might be able to get some stuff in there. So we will try to work with them and try to get some stuff in there that would maybe be perennials for them. They low maintenance, but at least we put something.
There's it looks like a black cloth. It's a weed. I think you call it weed
barrier. Yeah.
But if you put that down under the gravel, it'll keep the weeds out, and maybe somehow they can figure how to put the flowers in there too.
Right.
But that would, because that's always something that sort of went by the wayside, but it looks a lot better now.
It does. The gravel looks much better, and I think, but it would be nice to be able to help them with something that we could just, like some basic greens that you could put in there that would look nice, and that would just also kind of keep it clean, which is what they've done. So no, it's much improved. The other thing that we've got on the agenda for today.
The green
is-
events, that's the last thing.
Yeah. Do you want me to start or do you want to start, Ray? What do you want to do?
Yeah, I can start.
Okay, great.
So, for the green events, on April 25th, we're looking to collaborate with Joe's Movement Emporium and possibly a Rotary Club that reached out to us for tree planting on Arbor Day. So that's the first thing. And then the next thing on Saturday, April 26th, we'll be attending the Bladensburg Waterfront Parks Community Day. And during this day, they'll have plenty of activities for the community to kind of engage with nature and also just explore the Bladensburg Waterfront Park. There'll be free boat tours, kayak, canoeing, bike rentals, science and art projects, giveaways, and even more. So the town of Bladensburg will have a table there with some giveaways as well. So we're happy to be a part of that event, and that's all during Earth Month, Earth Week, Earth Day. It's a busy day for everybody. And then the last thing, that same day, the Eco City Farms is hosting an event in Evanston at their farm site in Evanston called Going Green with Eco, I believe. And
Yeah.
during
Or
that
supporting
event,
eco farms. Yeah, you have on
yeah,
here.
the port towns will be supporting their event and attending that as well. So it'll be a day filled with sustainability features and just a day to get out, enjoy nature and the spring season.
So is that gonna be similar to what they did here last year? Where you get to tour the garden or and the plants that they have?
So it'll be at the Edmonston farm. You can go to the Edmonston farm and look at it. Yeah, it'll be it'll be mostly at Edmonston. We all decided to sort of join forces because all of the port towns are part of sustainable communities together. So we needed events that kind of coalesced, and because Eco Farms was doing an open house, we thought that we would all kind of piggyback on that and support that event as well.
Yeah, I have that one on
So,
my calendar.
like the waterfront park, is that a certain time you go there or just any time during the day or?
Yeah,
Wait,
that event is from 11 a.m. to 2 o'clock p.m.
Okay.
And then
And
the
for
Eco
the
Farms one is
for that one, we're still waiting a time frame, but I believe that one is
I think it's from 1 to 3 or something. I'm not sure though.
yeah. Once I get a time confirmed, I'll send
Okay,
that out
perfect.
from Emerson.
But Councilwoman, you were asking, I think you were saying something and we lost you.
No, when I was asking was the Edmonston farm one, was that gonna be similar to what they had here where we toured the farm area? And then we got samples of whatever veggies or
Yeah,
whatever.
they're gonna be doing this. Yeah, they're gonna be giving samples. I just don't remember when we toured the farm. Was it before I came? Because I don't remember us touring the farm up in touring with you guys.
I think she's referring to the event that was in July last year. It was kind
Oh,
of
in
like
July.
a farm
Okay.
house.
Okay.
So it'll probably have the same similar vibe to that.
Okay. Yeah, Eco's putting it on. So yes, I was thinking which one you're talking about, the July one. Yes, and it is similar to that. Yes. Sorry, I'm just trying to remember. There's so many things. There's so many things. I'm like, wait, which one are we talking? Because I don't want to tell you it's gonna be exactly like it if I don't remember exactly what it was. But no, Eco City Farms is really working hard on trying to get the community out. And just as a shout out to them, knowing that we're going in that time of year, the CSA, the Collective Sustainable Agriculture, the Community Sustainable Agriculture, where you can buy shares, is coming up really soon. Last year, we tried to do that with the staff and we bought a bunch of shares and people really didn't start taking the food. So we ended up doing where they did giveaways of the community food because staff really didn't participate. But what I'm going to ask them to give us their information, because maybe this year people may feel differently because as grocery prices are increasing, their shares are probably less than people are paying for some of the groceries. And you may want to, every 2 weeks, just get some fresh, local foods from them, especially because it's organic and it's, and for community members as well. So we'll put out their CSA stuff if anybody's interested in participating, because every year they have it, and
Right.
they really do have some good stuff. It's just the first few months is a little tough because it might be just all greens, or it might be herbs because they're just starting up. The things, there's no tomatoes yet or cucumbers. That doesn't come until
Right.
later. And that's because it's the cycle of how you actually grow things. It's not your supermarket. And I think people don't realize that that's, the way that things grow and are fresh, in the area. People who are growing, have tomatoes, have hot houses, and they don't have a hot house for the tomatoes.
Yeah. I still got cherry tomatoes in the freezer
Yeah.
from the farm.
Oh, do you? Yeah. And
Mhm.
when they have them, they have a ton of them.
Yeah.
When they have them, they have a ton of them by late July, August,
Yeah.
and even into September. They've got nothing but tomatoes, and nobody wants tomatoes anymore. They want them in May, and then nobody has them in May ready. So in this area,
They
so
were good
those
in
are,
soups.
huh?
They were good in soups.
The cherry tomatoes. Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. All right, so those are the things that are going on. What we wanted to do is kind of give what I think the next thing on the agenda is next meeting dates and times, because we need to make sure that we set up, but I know that we need to send something out to Ms. Kinkle, to kind of see how she's doing, as well. But we were gonna try to meet before the, stuff in April. If anybody has some time and, before those dates, probably like the second week of April, right, Ray? That's what we were targeting?
Yeah, but I'm scrolling through my calendar. I believe you already set up a green team meeting. I'm trying to figure out the exact date.
Yeah, I think I made you do it. I don't think I did it. I think you did one for me to keep me going. Don't give me credit. I think
No,
you did.
I don't remember setting up the April one.
I don't either. I was like, but man, I think there is one on our calendar, mysteriously, between either one of us.
Yeah, I think it's within the next 2 weeks. So
Okay, so what we'll do is we'll confirm that with you. Great. Well, thank you, everybody. I appreciate the meeting today, and if you need anything, we will be in touch. Okay.
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 Have a
thank you.
great Monday. Bye
take
bye,
care,
everybody.
everyone. Have a good one.
Yes. Okay. Thank
Bye.
you. Okay. Bye-bye.